Hey folks, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Tonight, we've got a special treat. We're going to go visit our friends at Burial Beer Company. They did a collaboration for this beer with the Human People brewing company, I guess. It doesn't really say there, but it's from their Burn Pile Festival in 2025. It's called Of Paradise and Pearly Shells. Stick around.
Paradise and pearly shells. All I need is here. I can tell your hand in mine.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer that we are drinking and reviewing. We are back. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you checking out this video. There's Andy in the attic. There's Jay. I am Ben. What's it going to be tonight, fellas?
Burial. It's called Of Paradise and Pearly Shells. It's from their Burn Pile 2025 festival they did. That's what it was made for. No, probably could have gotten it at the store like I did, or at the tap room. So uh, let's crack it and get going and let Andy tell us about it.
Indeed. So did you pick this up? When
Yes,
go
it
by
came
there?
from the tap room in Asheville.
Gotcha. Nice.
You know, they have the Burn Pile Festival is at their forestry camp, where they do most of their brewing now, I believe. They still have the brewery and tap room downtown, which is where this came from, but it was made for the festival. They do a big festival every October. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates. Jay's ready to drink.
Jay's talking to himself. Shut up, Jay, and drink.
So yeah, they do a festival every October where they bring in, like, I don't know, I think it's grown to 50 or 60 different top breweries on the East Coast, Asheville, up and down the East Coast, the the eastern side of the country, for a music slash really beer festival where they do tastings, and then they have specialty VIP tickets if you want special kegs of burial beer, and I think they're the 500 milliliter bottles. Like, you get like 2 or 3 of those specialty ones.
Wow. When's corporate going to send us there?
I keep trying to get them to.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a fun event, but it's a weekend in Saturday in October, which is hard to come by.
That's true.
So,
all right, Andy.
Andrew,
over to you.
All right. I was just looking up that, I've written this so long ago, and I tasted it, and I was like, I'm starting to recognize that familiar hop. What's our notification?
Don't know. Something.
So, Of Paradise and Pearly Shells is double IPA, 8% ABV, 33 IBUs. It is a collaboration beer with Human People. It's a nano brewery out of Seattle. This beer is made with is mashed with oats and wheat, and it uses Motueka, Citra Cryo, and Citra Incognito hops. Then it is double dry hopped with Nelson Sauvin, Motueka, and Citra Cryo.
Wow.
And that's when I was like, the Nelson Sauvin we'd learn is a New Zealand hop, but then the Motueka is also a New Zealand hop. That's what I was looking up. I was like, wait a second, because it is bursting with that.
Yeah.
So, Human People started in 2023 by a couple of people from Modern Times out of San Diego.
Good brewery.
So they were down there. They started as a nomadic brewery and collaborating with other breweries. And then June 7th, 25, they opened their own store, brick and mortar.
It's interesting the
We have
collaboration from
done.
East Coast to West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you recall, well, from Burial and all of our history of it is in Asheville, North Carolina. It was a microbrewery founded in 2013. 3 friends from Seattle wanted to open a brewery, and they settled on Asheville. So they have their Seattle roots, and some of them have their New Orleans roots because that's where the name and the brand come from, the Burial Beer Company.
All right.
Okay.
We've done Burial so much, I'm not gonna. I don't want to drink.
So we were discussing a little bit. At the top of the can, it has the Roman numeral 13.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that's tied to the fact that this would probably be their 13th year in business, their anniversary.
Yeah, they were in 23, so it probably prepping for that. Now, we've had this issue before, haven't we, on Burial and that Roman numeral on the can? Didn't we do is it like their anniversary series or something like that? It was like
we've done a
a
few
10 or 11.
The Anno-X series is the one that we did. So if anybody has any comments, throw them out there. Let us know. Again, they have really cool can art on this one. It's kind of got that iridescent, or not iridescent. What do they call that? Luminescent, maybe.
Sure. But the light picks up different things on the can.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus the still static picture that Ben has.
Yep. I can't move it for you in the little box down there.
I don't know why. I mean, you could create a GIF.
Excuse me. Looking at that, it kind of looks like a tarot card to me, the way they
I was thinking
presented
tarot card
it.
or playing card.
So just look up, do tarot cards have numbers? And they do. The different values. Value 13 of a tarot card. What is that?
13 is the unlucky number that you don't put in a lot of elevators and other things like that. So
who decided that? It's a wonderful number. It's Taylor Swift's favorite number.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to.
Why do I know that?
Defriend you.
I don't know, but I lived on the 40th floor in New York City, and there was no 13th, so I technically lived on the 39th floor.
Tarot card 13 is death.
Yep, that makes sense.
The number 13 embodies transformation and renewal, linked to Scorpio's energy of destruction, followed by growth.
So is that transformation and renewal?
Good luck interpreting their art.
Yeah.
What was the
some
ABV?
of we've been able to. It's 8%.
Yeah. Normally they put the artists on here too. I always love reading about it. I grasp at the grain of materiality before it erodes entirely, spiraling into non sequitur and logical fallacy. We were promised utopia, but all that remains is this throne of ruin. A dippa dreamt up with our pals, human people beer. That's cool.
So for those not familiar with tarot cards, death is typically depicted as a skeleton on horseback amid transformation scenes, but it rarely means literal death, but signals profound endings, rebirth, and inevitable change, such as closing one life chapter to begin another.
Yeah, when you mention human people, all I can think of is the Human Fund.
The Human Fund, yeah. It's the time of year.
You also mentioned, the modern times. I just think of medieval times from Cable Guy.
That brewery is great though. I actually visited there.
We had a couple of great beers from them.
Yeah.
Disco Ninja was one, right?
There was a couple that we had that came through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Who has had this one? All right, Andy. Since Jay provided it, why don't you go first?
I think
you can definitely feel the grain, the oats and wheat thickens it up, and then right off the first sip, you could tell those New Zealand hops, just floral, open. It's real satisfying. It tastes heavy. It feels heavy, and it is definitely. I'm getting all that ABV from it, but it's a nice bitter hoppy with a citrus floral ending. Oh gosh, this is a tough score.
We need the Jeopardy music here.
It's so nice, yeah. You know, it's complex. I'm gonna give it an 8. I was on the verge. It's
Sorry, Andy.
It's an
You might
8.0.
explain yourself.
Yeah. Good.
All right. I'll jump in and go next. Yeah, my first thought when I took the first sip of this, was really the citrus hit me, just orange flavor, and then that, like you said, it's a very full beer. So my first thought was orange juice with pulp. Just I don't know why, but that was just it's a thick beer, and not that there's any pulp in it, but that's just what I thought of. It's just an orange.
There's no
orange flavor,
bits, no
There's no
flocculants,
bits, but it's just thick.
Yeah.
So that was just the first thing I thought of. I think that there's really no bitter to it. I think it's actually really, really good beer. Thick and hazy, and gosh, it's good. I'm gonna give it the same score as the ABV. I think it's an 8 as well. I like this one. This one's fun. Jake.
So I have had this one before.
That's why I let you go last.
Yeah.
After
I had
you asked.
I had to think about it. I got these back in probably the September timeframe, so I had one in October. So I think two of the best descriptors that you guys have are full and thick. It's obviously that way. To me, the other one that I get, and it's a little creamy to me, and maybe that's just because of the hazy thickness. It's definitely the citrus tropical. I think it's a great beer all around. I'm going to give it an 8.5. I wish I could get more burials, and wow, yeah, now I can because they're distributing to Alabama.
Just rub it in. Yeah, I think the thinking back to when I poured it out, the head on it was definitely that white creamy head. So I think that creamy makes sense too, in your description, given what we're tasting here. What do you know? That's going to be an 8.2 for the Of Paradise and Pearly shells from Burial. Definitely one, if you find out in the wild, you've got to pick up. And we say this about a few breweries. Burial is one that if you see any of their beer, go ahead and grab it. Do yourself a favor. You won't be disappointed. If you don't like the beer, you can, request a refund from the Hopped Up Beer Review corporate office, and they will probably never look at your claim. But go ahead and feel free to do that. Be sure to like, subscribe, cheers, that notification bell. We'd appreciate that. That helps us out on the YouTubes. And we appreciate you checking out this video and sticking around for this long. Join us on the next one. We got links down below. You can check those out. For Andy in the attic and Jay. So yeah, Trick Jay. He reached for the merch. I didn't mention it. I'm Ben.
It's all right. I still have it here.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, Ben. Cheers, mates.
Pearly